Battle through the heavens, grand world. Chapter 223. The strength of these two people. Boom. The two streaks of light crashed into each other, creating an ear-splitting explosion. After that, everyone saw Xiao Yan and Yin Kang exchanging blows. A shocking aura emerged on the surface of their bodies. Spiritual light flickered, and they swallowed and exhaled in all directions. When the light appeared, they looked like gods. Xiao Yan's eyes turned cold. Dense origin monarch ki were wrapped around his arms. The power contained in his fist suddenly increased, and it was powerful enough to shatter mountains and shatter rocks. Yin Kang sneered. A powerful force erupted from his naked upper body, and he easily blocked Xiao Yan's attack. Wah! With a kick that carried a strong wind, Xiao Yan's expression became serious. He moved his feet continuously, barely dodging Yin Kang's kick. Yin Kang's foot stomped down, directly shattering the ground that Xiao Yan was standing on, causing the ground to sink deeply. The moment Yin Kang attacked, Xiao Yan, who had dodged, also reacted immediately. He jumped lightly and his right leg swept out like an iron whip. It almost tore through the air and ruthlessly kicked towards Yin Kang's chest. Yin Kang's expression did not change. He retracted his hands at lightning speed, and his arms stood upright, blocking Xiao Yan's critical strike. At the same time, the huge impact caused the two of them to retreat. The ground where the two of them had been standing suddenly split open because they could not withstand the fierce momentum, and gravel flew everywhere. Although the first exchange between the two didn't have any substantial progress, everyone could see that Yin Kang was in a better condition compared to Xiao Yan. The former was still too weak after all, while Yin Kang was a genuine emperor. Yin Kang's eyes were cold and silent. In the collision just now, he shockingly discovered that Xiao Yan's strength was not inferior to his, and his combat experience was extremely profound. If it wasn't for his strength that far exceeded his, he was afraid that they would be evenly matched. Show me your true strength. If this is your limit, then this battle will be too boring. Yin Kang looked at Xiao Yan and said in a cold tone. Xiao Yan's ki was long. It was obvious that he had hidden his true strength. Xiao Yan calmed down the surging origin monarch ki in his body. His expression didn't change when he heard what Yin Kang said. He nodded his head. He really didn't dare to hide his true strength when fighting with this guy. Fire Wheel Dao. Path of Reincarnation Fire. Two secret techniques were used. In an instant, Xiao Yan's ki and blood were boiling. The monarch flame exploded, causing his blood to boil. Xiao Yan's expression was solemn. Flames were being emitted from all the pores on his body, causing the space where he was standing to buzz. The ring of fire strengthened the monarch flame. The monarch flame activated the heavenly monarch fire burning body. In an instant, Xiao Yan's aura skyrocketed. The powerful origin monarch ki surged wildly within his body, causing his skin to split apart inch by inch. As the origin monarch ki flowed, the damaged skin instantly healed. His entire body flashed with a scarlet golden light, giving him an unusual look. Emperor. Yin Kang's expression changed slightly. The ridicule in his eyes had already disappeared without a trace. Even he started to take Xiao Yan's sudden burst of strength seriously. What secret arts is this? How can it be so powerful? His strength has skyrocketed from the monarch spirit to the emperor realm. This young man's trump card is actually so powerful. A fierce battle between two tigers and a dragon. No matter how arrogant Yin Kang is, he's going to get serious this time. After Xiao Yan's strength had increased, countless shocked discussions were heard. When the ordinary audience noticed Xiao Yan's strength, their faces were filled with joy and they cheered loudly. Those experts above the emperor level immediately saw through the essence of Xiao Yan's sudden increase in strength. Immediately, their eyes moved slightly and some thoughts that were difficult to describe instantly surged into their hearts. Yin Jushuan stared intently at Xiao Yan. With his strength, he was able to clearly sense the changes on Xiao Yan's body. That hot aura caused even him to frown slightly. Some discomfort surfaced within his body. What kind of flame is this? How can it be so powerful? Yin Jushuan's eyes were filled with a cold light. He tightly pursed his lips, and the 5 fingers in his sleeves slowly tightened. Below, those young men who were still conscious after what had happened were also pale. Jiangzi powerlessly sat on the chair and clenched his fists tightly. Blood flowed out from his palms, but he did not notice it. When he thought of his previous title as a genius, Jiangzi smiled bitterly, and the light in his eyes quickly dimmed. He is indeed very strong. Yin Kang's tone was no longer indifferent. He stared at Xiao Yan. For some reason, the golden light radiating from Xiao Yan's body made him feel fear in his heart. Great Yin Spirit Arts Yin Technique. Yin Kang's eyes were cold. Without saying anything else, he suddenly crossed his fingers on his chest. Endless black qi gushed out from his 10 fingers. In an instant, a thick black qi armor covered his body. There was a black flowing light circulating on the armor. As the flowing light flowed, a feeling that caused one's heart to tremble involuntarily gushed into one's mind. It was a ferocious and terrifying feeling. Yin Kang slowly raised his head. His face was already covered with black striations. Black lines surged around his eyes, and his heart palpitated continuously. Xiao Yan was also slightly startled, then he smiled. Yin Kang's strength had also reached the peak of Emperor, also known as Monarch King. This battle was really exciting. Yin Kang, you actually mastered the core secret technique of the great Yin Spirit Arts. Jade Fairy looked at Yin Kang, who was standing on the stage, and a trace of shock appeared in her beautiful eyes. After that, she pursed her red lips, and a layer of worry appeared on her pretty face. Initially, she thought that it would be pretty good if Yin Kang could roughly grasp this secret technique after half a year of cultivation. She never thought that this guy's talent was so amazing. Looking at his ki, she could tell that he was very talented. Now that he had completely mastered it, it would be somewhat difficult for him to do so. Congratulations, Sect Chief. Young Master is indeed talented. He has already mastered the second level of the Great Yin Spirit Arts. Next to Yin Jushuan, a black-robed old man smiled and cupped his hands towards the former. His tone was filled with envy. Yin Jushuan finally laughed out loud when he heard this. The solemnness that he had displayed towards Xiao Yan had completely disappeared. Back then, he had only completely grasped the second level of the Great Yin Spirit Arts after he had advanced to the Monarch Emperor. Currently, Yin Kang was merely an emperor. He was already not the slightest bit inferior to Yin Jushuan back then. No matter how deep Yin Jushuan's shrewdness was, he was still overjoyed by this result. When Yin Kang's secret technique was revealed, Jiangzi's expression became even gloomier. He opened his mouth but was left speechless. He let out a long sigh. Jiangzi also calmed down. He asked himself, with his own strength, Hong Long, since there was such a huge gap between them, there was no need to compare them anymore. When he thought of this, his state of mind became much calmer. Come. This time, Xiao Yan launched an attack first. He let out a long roar, his hair was messy, his eyes were like stars, and the flames around his body were roaring wildly. He was like a flaming meteor that ripped apart the space, rushing towards Yin Kang. His speed and ki were much stronger than the last time. Good. Yin Kang smiled hideously. Black ki rushed into the sky from all over his body. He clenched his fists and raised them above his head to meet the attack. His ki was monstrous, like a devil god. Xiao Yan stared at Yin Kang. The latter's speed had also increased tremendously. In just a split second, the two of them had already collided. The crimson gold flame collided with the endless black ki. A violent ki soared into the sky. The ground under their feet cracked inch by inch. Spiderweb-like cracks spread across the entire stage. Following the heaven-shaking roar of the flames, the entire stage trembled and the black ki scattered in all directions. Boom! Xiao Yan threw out a punch. Yin Kang's eyes were cold, and he blocked with his palm. The two of them collided, and a huge force exploded out. Before it could even get close to the two of them, it had already dissipated. Sky Spill Fist. Xiao Yan's expression became serious. Before he could withdraw his left fist, his right fist had already been swung out. It was as if it could pierce through clouds and shatter rocks, and it could even destroy heaven and earth. Yin Kang's expression was cold and stern, and he didn't panic at all. A dense airflow circulated in his eyes, and he took a strange step forward. With a mysterious arc, he dodged Xiao Yan's attack. At the same time, his palm shot out like lightning, and Yin Qi wrapped around his palm, aiming at Xiao Yan's chest. Kai! Flames erupted around Xiao Yan's body. The flames turned into a flaming palm and collided with Yin Kang's palm. As the palm collided with Yin Kang's palm, the space trembled. The two of them had exchanged dozens of blows in the blink of an eye. Each exchange was filled with danger. All of this was witnessed by the experts on the viewing platform. The two of them retreated, and the place where they'd fought was already damaged. The ground had shattered, and cracks suffused the air, causing it to seem as if a meteor had smashed into it. He stretched his wrist. Yin Kang grinned. He stared at Xiao Yan with a cold gaze and said in a deep voice, "Let's get ready for the fight to end. It's time to start." Xiao Yan moved his 10 fingers and narrowed his eyes. A moment later, he also grinned. "Then come. Hi guys, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.